Let's see. How do I manage stress? I don't manage stress. What I do is I place it to the side while I'm intense and I'm in that mode, because, you know, me being who I know I can be, let me be stressed out. I may react in a certain way that may not be conducive to the situation, may overreact, or may take it from 3 to 9 in a matter of 30 seconds because of the next thing that come out of my mouth. So I don't. If it can wait, it will wait. Just give me enough time to, you know, redirect that energy somewhere else. So that's pretty much that right there in a nutshell. Biggest struggle as an artist. It's a oversaturation of hip hop artists, you know. It's like not just hip hop artists, but, you know, rappers. It's like every time that you turn around, you got somebody, hey, check out my joint. Hey, check out my joint. You go on your Facebook page, somebody flooding your Facebook page and inboxing you, and, you know, it's like it's an overflow of people that's doing it, you know, because it's you know, since it's acceptable. It's like it's almost like something to do for some people. People lack a lot of passion. People do it for the wrong reasons. They do it because their friends are doing it, or they doing it because they want to be seen, or they want to be heard, or they do it because they want to get money. And, you know, they're not doing it because they love the culture, they love what it represents. You know, a lot of people are really ill-educated about the hip-hop culture, and it's just like, well, the biggest struggle sometimes is, you know, just getting yourself out there. And once you get out there, people can spot you. People can see you. People can like, hey, you not like the rest of these guys. You know, you got substance. You got something to talk about. So once you get out there, and once you find a lane to go into, it's not hard to pull people to you. You know, that's never a problem. But sometimes the biggest struggle is just, you know, trying to identify a lane and seeking out opportunities. So, you know, forget getting big, forget going to a major label. That's not what I want. You know, what I want to do is I want to build success from within. You know, me and the people who are important to me, we want to build from within and create our own to pass down. We don't need your Def Jams or your Interscopes or your Warner Brothers or whomever. We don't need that. You know, it's 2013. You don't need that. Really, all you need is a banging YouTube video and some hellified viral promo, and it's a wrap from that. So, yeah, I mean, as far as concerned, it's just the means of cracking that code and figuring out how first off, figuring out what direction to go into, and then how to successfully do it. So it's just pretty much like you do it, you don't necessarily get the results you're looking for, you come back, you revamp it, you go back in, and so forth. So until you figure out a system that works for you perfectly, then you on and going. So that's pretty much the struggle, you know what I'm saying? That, and also trying to balance time and not take time away from your house. You know, that's also another big issue, because, you know, you go out here and you do too many shows, then you're taking away from time with your wife and your kid. You don't do enough shows, then you're not making yourself visible out here in these streets. So trying to find balance is really one of the hardest things. But, you know, that finding that outlet is much harder, because, you know, when you got understanding wife and, you know, understanding life, you know, you know what I'm saying, you be a man of your word, and that part just falls into play. So, how does your ethnicity and environmental background play into your music? Okay. I grew up in Chicago. You know, I have Puerto Rican roots, and also, as you can see, African American roots as well. So what happens is that, you know, there is not necessarily a cultural blend or a cultural contradiction, but what happens is the fact that hip-hop, when you look up the definition, it doesn't just say black, it says black and Latino, because in the streets of New York, that's what you had. You ask any Puerto Rican anywhere, they tell you what's the difference between the black guy and us, unless they one of those type of Puerto Ricans. But You know, Fat Joe and other people will easily tell you, you know, that you got, in Puerto Rico, you got a big, tall black man in your family. He's not married in, that's your brother. And then you got a short white guy, tall white guy, you know, Indian looking guy, somebody with freckles and red hair. You know, it's just a cultural blend. You got that. And that's just, you know, that's how that is. So as far as how it plays into it, is just the fact that I have two sides of representation more so than just one, because of the fact that when I get out there and I rock a mic, it's like I have to remember that not only do I carry the streets of Chicago on my back, but I also carry Jalisco, Puerto Rico on my back as well. So it's like I have to remember that, you know, especially being down here in Orlando where there's an abundance of Puerto Ricans, you know, I have to keep in mind the fact that culturally I share more than one culture. I grew up in Chicago a certain type of way, but I grew up in the Humboldt Park neighborhood of Chicago. Then I moved to the south side, then to the south burbs, then back into the city, and, you know, just back and forth throughout my lifespan. So it's just like, when you look at it, it's just like, just the blending of dealing with people of different cultures, it helped me to really understand and really to branch out and not be afraid to talk to people of different cultures, because I can understand it from more than one platform. But then it also is a hindrance because of the fact that sometimes it's just like, well, you're too Puerto Rican to be black and you're too black to be Puerto Rican. So it's just like you have it to where either everybody embraces you or nobody embraces you, you know. So in this hip hop, it's just like, I'm gonna embrace everything about me. You know, I'm not gonna be ashamed to tell somebody that I proudly represent the city of Chicago, because that's where my roots are. But I won't deny, or I won't shy away from telling anybody, yeah, you know, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm also black, but I'm also Puerto Rican. Go to Puerto Rico, you see a bunch of people look just like me. So, hey, it is what it is. But at the same token, some of your best rappers that you have, you know, Pun, Chino XL, Fat Joe, Puerto Rican. Not saying that Puerto Ricans are just that dope of rappers, but at the same token, they also have contributions when it comes to MCing. So therefore, when it comes down to it, you know, I represent them just the same way that I would represent Mos Def, Common, anybody else who I respected as an MC. It's all here. So ethnicity is either a full embrace from the outside or it's not an embrace. Let me sign a major deal, then everybody be playing tug of war for whose side they want you to be on. But, you know, whatever, it is what it is. So, realistically, though, it's not necessarily a factor when it comes down to my rhyming, because I'm going to embrace the Spanish and I'm going to embrace the English. So I'm going to do me regardless. And, you know, those who love me, and those who don't. So just part of what you have to deal with. But, guess the next one, what city do I rep when I spit? I'm from Chicago. I currently live in Orlando. So you ask me what city do I rep? Phoenix. No, I'm playing. No, you know, I'm always Chicago, but at the same token, I'm not going to limit myself, because I did something that a lot of other people don't do, and that's stepped outside of my comfort zone. And I can expand my music because of the fact that I can understand and appreciate more than just the Chicago way of living. I can also appreciate the South way of living, just like I can appreciate the Midwest way of living. My wife and I plan on moving to the Northeast. You know, she's originally from New York herself, so we plan on at some point in time moving back up to the Northeast. So therefore, I can get a visualization and an understanding of how the Northeast lifestyle. So I'm not going to limit, but I'm not going to ever deny that Chicago is my home. That's my city. You catch me with a cap on, guarantee it's going to have White Sox, Cubs, Chicago Bulls, or Bears on it. Hell, I might even rock a Blackhawks just to be funny. Who knows? But yeah, Chicago, that's my home. You know, that's what I do. So, you know, I will say successfully, you may not catch me with an Orlando Magic's jersey on, because that I feel like a traitor to rock somebody else's jersey. You know, it's not respect to where I come from. But at the same token, it's just like I'm not limited nor biased. You know, I appreciate Orlando. I appreciate Central Florida. I appreciate the love that they show me at shows and everything. But at the same token, you know, I'm a Chi-Town guy. That's what I do. So that's what that is. Favorite food: arroz con dule, peni, arroz con gandules. For those who don't know, that's chicken, roast chicken, and rice with pigeon peas. So, yeah, that's what I like. Great dish, unhealthy as hell. Did I say chicken? I tweet. Sorry. Shredded pork. Shredded pork. I'm tired, long day, so work with me here. So yeah, that's what my favorite food is. You know, anybody who's ever had, you know, some authentic food from the Caribbean, you know, preferably Puerto Rican, Cuban food or something like that, then you'll know what arroz con gandules and peni is. And if you don't, go look it up. It's really good. Relationship status. I've mentioned my wife over and over again throughout this interview because she's just that important to me and she's my #1 supporter. So, you know, in regard to mentioning her, you know, she's everything, you know. So it's my Mecca, you know. That's the temple. That's where everything that I do, if it's not on behalf of my family, then it's really not even worth discussing. So, you know, when it comes down to that, it's just like, you know, that's my everything. So yes, I'm married, happily married. I've been happily married for a while now, and you know that's not gonna change anytime soon. So, you know, yeah, yeah. So anything I'd like to add, you know, special acknowledgements. You know, I want to give a shout to, you know, Q Storm. You know, some Free Minds Inc. I'd like to give a shout to Mother Hip Hop for putting this together. www.cradlebars.com, cradlebars.wordpress.com. Make sure I get that correct. Bunch of musical influences. You know, shout out to King Midas for this recent battle that we just had. You know, it was real good, real entertaining. You know, really, you know, really get you going, get the adrenaline pumping, and you know, really worked well as far as getting people more in tune to what's going on. Shout out to Afton Shows, you know, for the bookings and, you know, for keeping venues together. Other than that, man, just working class hero. You know, I'll be posting up links on that. You know, come visit me sometime, www.skyisthelimitproductiongroup.com. Also, you know, you can find me Reverb Nation at Dynasty the Alias or Sky's the Production Group. You can find me at facebook.com/Sky's the Limit Production Group, YouTube/Dynasty the Alias, SoundCloud Sky's the Limit -1. Just come to my website, man. I got a whole bunch of stuff up there. Leave me an inbox or something. You know, leave me a comment or something on the comment page of the website. You know, I'll hook you up. You know, give you a copy of my single, A Difference or whatever. You know, we could talk. Like, you know, I like to interact with people who watch and pay attention. So, you know, thank you for your time, and you know, much success to the Cradle Bars family, and have a good night. Peace.